Hey, Volkor here, and I'm here to tell you why iPods suck. Starting with the iPod Shuffle. The only good thing about them is that they're really tiny and like super thin. But don't let that overcome your decision. They have no screen, they're $80, and you have to carry around a proprietary cable wherever you go when you want to plug something in the computer to put music on it. And you have to use iTunes. You can't just plug it in and drag and drop. You have to use iTunes. Um, you have no screen, so you can't look up what song you're listening to. No EQ settings, no bass boost. There's no anything. All there is shuffle or random or shuffle or regular play, and then there's repeat or not repeat, and then there's off. That's it. And then the whole switch. If I didn't, since I didn't say that, there's a whole switch. That's all there is. You get the battery lasts for 12 hours, which is not long at all. Most MP3 players last about 15 hours. Except for some are cheaper and crappier. They last for about 7 hours. But those take regular batteries and they're not rechargeable. But anyways, iPod Shuffles, they suck. Okay, end of story. iPod Nanos, they're not so great either. However, they do have a little improvement since the old version was about 18 hours battery life. Now they get 24 hours battery life, so they are a bit better. And they are remarkably small. I'll give them that, okay, and incredibly thin. But there's no FM radio, okay. There's no voice microphone. There is no that's right, you can't delete songs on the go like with a lot of MP3 players, and they're just too popular. Everybody thinks iPod is the only MP3 player out there. There isn't. There's Creative, there's SanDisk, and Samsung. Those are basically the best brands right there. And the iPod video, I guess, is okay. I mean, it's not you are getting what you're paying for, because it's $250 for 30 gigabytes. I paid $220 for my Creative Zen Vision M, and that's only $30 difference. However, that is $30 that you could spend for CDs, gas, whatever. So it is a kind of difference. However, I did get this online, and you might be able to get an iPod for about that cheap too. iPod video, but with the iPod Nano and the iPod video player, again, there's no custom EQ, so you can't adjust the bass or the treble. You can with this one to make it sound exactly how you want it to sound it. And with the video iPod, there's no FM radio, there's no recording, voice recording. You can't record the radio because there's no radio, and the battery life isn't that great. It's only 2.5 hours for video. Mine gets 4 hours on video. So, the only good thing of having an iPod video is just, I guess, because it's so thin. It's only about that thick, and mine's almost twice as thick as that. But other than that, there's not really a reason to have the iPod video. And you have to use iTunes, and I do not like iTunes. With this player, you can use Windows Windows Media Audio, or Windows Media Player, and that works really well. And you also use creative uh, software that comes with it, and you can download different creative software. Excuse me. And um, alternatives to the iPod. iPod Shuffle alternatives, for one, is the Creative Movo 100. You get that for $50, and it's a gig, same size. You get a radio, I think. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't get a radio, but it has a screen. You can sort through. You can have songs in folders. Like have one folder Rob Zombie, one folder Metallica, or just having folders. You don't need a driver, or you don't have to install any software. You can take it wherever you go. Use it as a flash drive. It unplugs, but it plugs itself. You don't need to carry around any cables, and you get 19 hours battery life, and it even has a light in it to light up the screen. Again, it's only $50 at Walmart. Way better than iPod Shuffle. The only downside about it is that the batteries aren't rechargeable, so you have to buy batteries for it. However, the battery almost lasts twice as long, so it's worth it. Now, alternatives to the iPod Nano. The SanDisk SD MX4, or the SanDisk Sensa, available in 2 gig, 4 gig, and 6 gig. I think it's also available in the 8 gig. And those, if I can show you a picture of that, those are really good. Those are better than the iPod, and they look kind of similar, but they're a lot different, because with those, out of the box you don't get a custom EQ, but when you plug it to the USB, go to their website and download the firmware update, you get a custom EQ as a radio. You can watch video on it. You can't do that with the iPod Nano. You get 20 hours battery life, which is only 4 hours short, but it's only 4 hours. It's not not too far off, and it has includes software to convert video to QuickTime to make it compatible. Let's see, it's got a voice recorder and a built-in memory card slot, so you can expand the memory by up to 2 gigs, maybe more. And I've heard reviews on it that it's a really good player. Another choice is the Creative Zen V, or the V Plus. The V Plus is better because it allows you to watch videos on it. It's only about this big, like about 1.5 inches tall and about that thick. And that one is really good. Another good one. You can't go wrong. It's not as cheap as you'd like it to be, but it's still really good. And another alternative is the Samsung. Samsung has a whole lineup of players. Let's see. Samsung has the K5 with the built-in speakers. Samsung is a really good MP3 player provider, because they have good battery life. They're thin and small and sleek, just like the Nano. And okay, here's some brand names that you can remember. One is the Samsung YP-T9 JAB 4 GB player. It's a mouthful. Basically, the YP-T9 kind of looks like a cell phone, and you can get up to 30 hours of battery life off that.